gon' serve us in down. In Texas, we gon' milk these Gentiles, it's Cowtown. Israelites gon' take the kingdom, Esau in trouble too. You quick to say that to my brother, we gon' be lords over you. You a liar and a thief, you gon' have to pay for that. Stop it. You say you're sorry, but little children, all the love I got go to my nation and we build it. The sons of the flicker, the state gon' bend the knee and like bow down before the children are slain. There's no kiss I do what the scripture say to do. So I'm trying to see the truth. There's no kiss I lose. And show an act of humility, 400 plus years of captivity. Kiss I lose. For all the pain and oppression, for all the lies and deception, yo, kiss I lose. Get on your knees and your hands and lift up the dust, you understand? This place completely is something to beat the purpose and the demons are lurking. I see my people hurting. I pray the Lord send them evils and coast and cut our enemies no slack. With no remorse, they shoot us in our back. We in the midst of snares, don't dare make any fall. And forget about the lies that you were taught. With no regard for the old, nor show favor for our youth. These devils using us for talking practice like the killing proof. Commit mass genocide, or they throw us out in cages to the neighborhoods and gentrify. Prepare slaughter for their crimes, it's a death offense. And victims of the Lord, they will sure get their recompense. Here is the patience and the faith. They people time justify the faith. Nigga, that's the proof. I thank the Lord for His truth. I tell these crackers this what they can do. Devil kiss I lose. Do what the scriptures say to do. So my people know these prophecies are true. Devil kiss I lose. And show an act of humility. 400 plus years of captivity. Kiss I lose. For all the pain and oppression, for all the lies and deception. Devil kiss I lose. Get on your knees and your hands and lift up the dust. You understand? Devil kiss I lose.
It's online? Okay. It's who called PC the post.
Because a Savior possesses the people that own us. Murder us, slay somebody. You can't kill them without it being for consideration. To slay us, go ahead and hold themselves not guilty and hold themselves not guilty like this piece of garbage.
Powers and pretenders, white flag to the white flag, you surrender. Wicked niggas, blood and hate considered. See the defense and the niggas cool to switch genders. Babylon is falling, one West is prevalent. Who's lace, one man's on, we in the element. Evidence, they killing out the evidence. Our murderers, I pray the Lord send the pestilence. It caused famine, wreak havoc, and caused damage. Coronavirus shook up the earth. I'm watching all panic fight through these curses that we live in.
That's how that's Texas. Give it a one y'all on this song. Yeah, it's on the Habanah 1 West. I see the link to you. That's the brother where I got the shirt from. That's the shirt that he said Kamamala look like. I got him that shirt. So you need to get a tan. Yeah, there was rapping. I was outside. Yeah, exactly. Good brother, man. Shout out to Habanah. Shout out to One Yalo, man.
You'll can be stopped by a gun. They'll call up guns to come and kill you over your music. That's the world that you live in, man.
Gone, I don't want gone when it's wartime. Can't be lukewarm, gotta make up your mind. If you ain't heard nothing, you better hit this rhyme. When they go down, you gon' have to be with your kind. Ain't no laughing, ain't no joking on the battlefield. If you don't follow the order, you can get us all killed. Ain't no thing to grab the bucket versus squeeze mine. You gon' learn to do it not the second, but the first time. 223, 308, AR-15 rifle. Warring with the dragon like I'm the Archangel Michael. I got hand grenades, I pull the pin and throw it at you quicker. I can say a prayer and send up evil curses, now you shit. If we do what the Lord tell us to do, Babylon will fall. I'm gon' do it all, didn't do it, I gon' kill them all. It's time to kill, not heal, it's time to break them down, know who you are. Ain't no time to love, it's time to hate, it's time for war. Raise your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Curse your loins when it's wartime. I don't want calm when it's wartime. They should boost when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Hurt your loins when it's wartime. Out of wartime when it's wartime. They should boost when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Hurt your loins when it's wartime. Out of wartime when it's wartime. They should boost when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Hurt your loins when it's wartime. Out of wartime when it's wartime.
Even though you in the ghetto, even though you poor, even though you suffer, even though you may have a good education, even though you got the weight of the most powerful empire in the world on your neck, God is going to come and stop every bit of it. He's going to shut it down.
That's right.
That's right.
Clap it up, clap it up. All right. Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK, Oakland. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm Precinct Officer 1000, Kasar Pakad. We got Precinct Officer Amawan 500 in the building. And we're going to do what we do as we do every week this time. Are there any calls on the line, or is it still... Okay, Most High Christ. The water. Appreciate it. So, I'm going to have this brother read what the ISUPK is about. You can find this on the website. It's important to know about who and what you're trying to be a part of. And we tell you what the ISUPK is about because this is the home of the truth, the only home of the truth. We don't know what other people are teaching, but this is what the ISUPK is about. If you can't go ahead and read, Sure.
In the ISUPK, we are educating blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians about their true heritage, which is comprised of the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Once our people begin to follow the laws in the Bible, God, or Yahweh in the Hebrew, will look down from heaven and have mercy on us, who will also send Christ to free us from our oppression. Using the Bible, the ISUPK will fix all the problems of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indian communities, turning a lawless and immoral people into a law-abiding, righteous people. The true nationality of the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians and West Indians of North, Central, and South America are the true descendants of the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, is our king.
Right. All right. So that's what the ISUPK is about. Teaching the law, statutes, and commandments to Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, right, and the West Indians of North, Central, and South America. That will solve the problems in our community. Everyone's looking for a solution. Everyone is questioning, how can we change the condition that we're in, and they keep running into the wall over and over and over again. It's like we are a race or a nation of crash dummies. Everybody remembers they used to have the commercials. They put those little dummies in the car and they run them into the wall and they get to laughing and enjoying it like that's their job, is to run into the wall. That's what we're doing as a culture, as a people, as a nation. We're running into this wall of white supremacy and not figuring out how to avoid this wall and continuing in destroying ourselves. The exit route, the map that's going to guide us around this wall into freedom is the Bible, is the law, statutes, and commandments. Being in obedience to our King, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and following the things that he taught. In ISUPK, we've been teaching these things since 1969, and we've been proving this Bible to be correct. Because we have been showing black men how to fix their lives, fix their problems, and free themselves from their oppression. We are still in captivity. We are still in slavery here in America. Everyone may not be in chains. Everyone may not be in prison. But guess what? In order to pay bills, you're going to have to go work for your oppressor. In order to feed your family, we have to depend on our oppressor in this hell called America. But as we grow as a nation, more and more brothers are getting a little bit more free, building up businesses, building up our economic system so we don't have to depend on these heathens as much as we did before. And as the Lord sees our brotherhood and us becoming a righteous nation, he will send his son, his only begotten son, and that whosoever believeth in him will have everlasting life. Won't have to be in poverty and in shingles and living like animals, depending on our oppressor anymore. And matter of fact, they'll be the ones that are living like animals. They'll be the ones that are in poverty. They'll be the ones that will be begging for a few dollars from their masters, which will be black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
Yeah, right.
But before we're able to get the kingdom, because the Bible says the kingdom will not come by observation. How is the kingdom going to come? We're going to have to get it in order. We're going to have to put in work. We're going to have to strap our boots up and build brick by brick this kingdom and get prepared for our king to return. And one of the biggest stumbling blocks for our people is fighting demons, battling demons. The things that you have learned in the world. Learn from watching your family members. Learn from people in your neighborhood, from TV, from going to school. All of these things that you've acquired through life. Things that you've used as, let's say, when you have a baby, you have a little small baby. When they're crying and they're whining and complaining, what do parents give them? They give them something called a pacifier. It's something to keep them quiet and change their mind state about what they're going through. Yeah, they're mad that they're in their crib alone. They want to get in the bed with you or they want to be with their mother. You put that pacifier in their mouth and it quiets them. It's something that they can use to get over the condition they're in. Well, what do they give black people and Hispanic people? They give us drugs to pacify us, to keep us quiet, to keep us from realizing the condition that we're in and wanting more and wanting better. And so once you come into the truth and you open your eyes and realize, for one, who you are, who your identity is, that you are a royal nation, a nation of priests and kings, and that your oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, then you will no longer want to deal with his tricks, the wiles of the devil. That because it also says that he goes around like a roaring lion, seeking to destroy, seeking to devour. Can you pull that precept? That you know what I mean? That's one I wasn't even gonna pull, but that is a heavy precept. That Satan, that this white man goes around like a roaring lion. And a brother brought out something heavy. Let me wait till the brother pulls it, and I'll go ahead and break that down real quickly. The brother just brought this out to me yesterday, taught me this, and I said, you know, I'm definitely adding this to my breakdown about a roaring lion.
Okay, 1 Peter 5 verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant.
Right.
Vigilant.
Be sober. That's
vigilant.
important. We got to be sober. We got to be in our right mind. This goes in hand with fighting your demons. Being sober. Don't be high off of drugs. Don't be out of your mind. And sober doesn't always have to pertain to drugs. Right. You can be drunk off of your lust. Lust for women, lust for whores. Right. Lust for watching pornography, watching, you know, illicit things that you know you're not going to be doing in the kingdom. Huh? So don't do things that you wouldn't do in the kingdom here in this time period. Because Christ is not coming when you expect. Christ is coming like a thief in the night. So don't take this time period like a Christian would and just be in a vicious cycle of doing the same things over and over again. You got to learn how to fight your demons and become a new man. So it says be sober-minded. Don't be drunk off of people. Some people get drunk off of getting money. Right. That's all they focus on is getting money, and that's it. They'll do anything to get money. They'll sell dope to their mama to get some money, to gain some power. Be sober-minded. And get, what's the next one? Be vigilant. Vigilant. That's like someone, it's like like a police officer, like someone on the prowl, someone that's patrolling, someone on Shamar, as we say in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You got to be vigilant. Keep reading.
Okay, so like if I may.
Go ahead, please.
The first it says, be sober. You were saying everybody getting money. That's like Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? They seeking more pressure to get the money to do the videos, you know, to degrade themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just so they can have money. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're saying. Being drunken on things of the world. You know what I'm saying? Just to get money. You know, you'll degrade yourself. You know, call yourself, you know what I'm saying, a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Make these videos just degrading, you know, womankind, basically, just for the money, you know?
Right. And it's definitely like being intoxicated.
Right.
You're not even thinking. It's an addiction.
Everything is money.
Right.
All you're seeing is, everything is cha-ching.
Right.
You know?
Even Jay-Z said in a lot of his songs that him being a drug dealer, both of them are addicts. The drug dealer's addicted to the drug, and the drug dealer's addicted to the money that he makes off of selling that drug.
Right.
And it's hard for both of them to quit. They get sucked into this trap. All right? If that was it, you know.
Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil.
Oh, adversary. Salaki, can you give a quick definition? You have to look it up. Just, you know, what is an adversary?
Adversary is your enemy.
Enemy. Perfect. Your enemy. So the Bible is telling me and you that Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians have an enemy. Your adversary is what?
The devil.
The devil.
As a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Like a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he devour. We've all watched the Discovery Channel. We've all watched the videos and TV shows where they show how they got packs of lions and they looking for zebras and they getting ready to hunt on this gazelle and the process that it takes. And if anyone has ever heard a lion roar, I used to work at the zoo as a young man, coming out of high school, you know, in high school. And they let us go down beneath and see the lions feed after the zoo closed. And I'm telling you, man, when that lion roared, the walls shook. You could feel it. There ain't no soft walls, man. It was concrete. You know, down there is like a dungeon, like a prison, you know what I mean?
Right.
Concrete walls, but all of that was shaking, the bars, everything. And that's how powerful a lion is. And that's what the Bible's trying to show you, the imagery. If you saw a lion walk in this room right now, you would get a little bit different demeanor. Your character would change. You would know you need to protect your life. And that's what the devil is trying to do. He's trying to take your life. That's what demons are trying to do.
Right.
The goal of a demon is to get you to kill yourself.
Right.
Get you to make sure you don't live anymore. And so the brother, he said, with the lion roaring, when the lion's chasing the pack, he's running after them, he's hunting them down. When he roars, he wants to scare the little ones, the small, the kids, and let them veer off from following their pack. And that's how he catches up to them and takes the little ones.
Get you to run from the slaughter. Get you to run from the pack because you're just so scared.
Right.
You know, you don't know what to do. You just start running. You ain't looking in front of you. You're looking behind you because you're just so scared.
Right.
Before you know it, you done left the pack. You're all over there by yourself now. Now they just, you know, so they don't surround you now. It's going to be over.
Exactly. And that's the same thing that our oppressor does. He wants to scare the children away from their parents, away from righteous living. He plots and plans specifically on the children. And where does a lot of drug use come from? What do people say? They had childhood trauma. Things they went through in their childhood, they grow up and they want to pacify the pain. They want to suppress the pain and the memories of the things that they went through, and they get them by themselves. And that's what the demons want to do. So, okay, if that's it on that script, we're going to go back to, let's get started in Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1. Baba Kashab, the water.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve, the Lord prepare thy soul for temptation.
My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Man.
When you coming into this truth, you have to prepare your soul for temptation. The things that you were doing in the world that you didn't even think were wrong, because what does this world teach you? That you have freedom to do what you want to do.
Right.
And you coming into the truth, you feel like you're losing freedom. But in reality, the freedom that you have in the world is really the freedom to be oppressed or to be in bondage to your demons. You so free, but you can't go 3 hours without getting high.
Right.
You can't go to sleep without rolling a blunt. You can't do this or that. You can't go to a party without popping a pill.
Right. People
get so lost in the drug use, they have to have drugs for different times of the day.
Man.
It's like, you know, the older folks, they get to taking pills. They got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, at 2 o'clock you need to take this. At 10 o'clock you need to take that. You know, you hear stories about that. But it's like, okay, I'm going to take this one. This one's an upper. Then at the end of the night, I'm going to take this one. This is a downer. Right. And then when I get up in the morning, I got to take this one.
Start it all back over again,
man.
It's a cycle. It becomes a cycle, man.
Yeah. And how much money? I know how much money. I wasn't into hardcore drugs, but, you know, smoke weed, it's no difference. I ain't going to act like it's better than anything else. But smoking weed, you know, you go back and look at how many years was I doing this? How much money did I put into this? The devil was like a roaring lion. Black people talking about we oppressed and we don't have things. You spending $5,000 a year on weed. You do that for 10, 15 years. That's what, $55,000? And that's just one black man. You got a whole crew of friends, 5, 10 partners that's doing the same thing. Y'all could have started a Fortune 500 business. We got
somebody on the line, Slocky. Somebody on the line. State your name, where you calling from. Slocky, state your name, where you calling from. Anybody on the line?
Oh, it's Rocky. Can you hear me?
Con.
Okay. But Akazai?
Who is Akazai? Most High Christ. How you been, man?
Most High Christ.
I'm good. I'm cool.
You hanging tough? All right. Most High Christ.
All right.
All right, we'll get back to the lesson.
Okay. So, like I said, yeah. Okay, Most High Christ, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you see, I took your breakdown. Like I said, yeah, Taza Bob brought that breakdown about the roaring lion, man. Most High Christ to that, brother. And definitely, that's a good way of putting it. Okay, so like I said, the demons in their mind, they're saying that nothing is wrong with doing this. That's how they get you. Right. You think it's your mind talking. It's really the demon talking to you. Like a lot of people, they get to smoking cigarettes or people want to smoke the blunt. You start hitting the pack. You're like, man, this has stressed me out. This got me feeling like this. This has me feeling like that. I need to get a cigarette. No, that's the demon saying, you should go get a cigarette. Yeah. You think it's you saying, yeah, I do need a cigarette. Mm-hmm. That's that demon saying, man, I know I ain't going to marry this woman, but I'm going to have to hit that tonight to lock it. I'm going to have to get with her. That's a demon talking to you, having you use your sister like a whore. Like we said, brothers have all types of issues and ailments that come with this society. They teach you, every movie tells you nowadays that it's normal to watch pornography. It's acceptable. A priest is not supposed to look upon the nakedness of anyone. That's not your woman. You shouldn't be glaring upon the nakedness of any woman. We want to make loopholes and leeways and try to justify this. That's a demon that's pulling you away. And the only way to fight it is to use this brotherhood, seeking counsel, studying these scriptures, you know, and mastering strengthening your spirit, which comes through prayer and fasting. But let's see. And one of the first steps into fixing yourself is the same way that they have, and what's the thing called? Alcoholics Anonymous?
Right.
When you come in, you have to admit you're an alcoholic. You have to step up and say, hi, my name is so-and-so. Hi, my name is such and such. I'm an alcoholic. A brother has to admit that they have an issue. They have this demon. And once they, so like it's a new caller?
New caller on the line. State your name, where you calling from?
Most High Christ. Most High Christ. Yeah, a brother has to, okay. A brother has to admit that they have a demon. If you can't admit to yourself, to the Most High, that you have a demon, how can you fight it? Because in your mind, like I said, the demon wants to tell you that what you're doing is not wrong. That the Lord does not see what you're doing. The angels are not keeping a record of what you're doing. But that is exactly what's happening. And as I said before, if you're not going to be doing this behavior in the kingdom, then why not get prepared now? Do you really want the kingdom? Do you really want to be in that number, as the as the Christians like to say? You want to be counted? Then you got to better yourself and use this brotherhood. Brotherhood is a weapon, and brotherhood is the only weapon you should use on yourself. What does that mean? Just think about it. You got you a new 40 cal, you got an AR-15. You don't want to shoot that at yourself. That's committing suicide. You don't want to take out that blade and cut yourself with it. A weapon is for protection. But brotherhood is the only weapon that you can and should use against yourself. And fight that old man. And kill that old man. Slaughter that old man. Let off all the shots on that old man, because those demons, they're not fighting fair. They're out here jumping brothers. So use the brotherhood. Lean on your brothers. You may not always have to say exactly what's going on, but come around the brothers and get strength and see what it is to be strong. Look at your captains. Look at your generals. General Muhammad, General Yohana, General Mayaka Allah, General Hazayan, General Q. Call and just talk to the brothers. Say, what's going on? How you doing, sir? You know, I'm just living life, making it, trying to go through things. Brothers will read your spirit. They know what's going on. They know something might be vexing you or on you. You might be down for a certain reason.
Right.
Just talking to brothers might build up your spirit.
Right.
And you remember what you're doing this for. You're doing this to save not only yourself, but your people. And one of the coldest things I learned, I'm going to keep saying it. Brothers might get tired of me saying it. But shout out to Captain Kahan Thumb Yard. Dropped a straight gem on me this weekend out in Houston. He said the best precept you can pull, because a Christian can know the Bible. Brothers know how Captain Kahan taught. He said a Christian can know how to use the Bible. Christian can remember the Bible. Devil worshippers, they know the Bible. Muslims, Farrakhan, they remember scriptures and precepts. The coldest precept you can pull is your life, living the example of the Bible. You can know one scripture, remember one breakdown, but if you're living the Bible, then you're better than somebody that can pull 1,000. And Captain Zariak shows this every week. And he's killing these Christians that think they know the Bible. They've gone to seminary school, paid thousands of dollars to do research, and they know the Greek and they can go into this and that, but they don't live this Bible. They're a bunch of sinners.
Right.
And what separates someone from being the truth and someone not is obedience. All right? So let's go ahead and pull my next precept. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 5.
Okay.
Bible Kashab, the water. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 5. Matter of fact, Salaki, we didn't finish. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes. I'm my fault. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself.
Okay. Salaki, if I may, a precept.
Go ahead, please.
that first scripture, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Right.
Okay, we go down to verse 5, Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire. Black man, Hispanic man, you that gold, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be tried in that fire. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's your temptation. That's that temptation that's trying to get you to, you know, marry a white woman, trying to get you to, you know what I'm saying, be a homosexual. You know, what's the this world teaches you, you know what I'm saying, you can be this, you can, if you're a man, you can be a woman. If you're a woman, you can be a man. You know what I'm saying? Telling your kids that they can, you know, they can kiss little boys can kiss little boys, little girls can kiss little girls. You know, you that gold that's being tried in this fire. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be aware of that temptation. You know, prepare thy soul for temptation. And that temptation, man, because you that gold. You know what I'm saying? The Most High made you. You know what I'm saying? And that temptation is that you being tried in that fire. So you got to be strong. You know, so you got to be strong. You know, get into these classes, learn these scriptures. You know, and understand. You know, these things that come at you, and then you know how to deal with these things when they come at you. So when you get tried in that fire, you know what I'm saying, you be able to get through that fire. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying?
Precept to that, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Ophir was a place that had gold. Just like they talk about California. You got the California 49ers. Because in 1849 they had the gold rush. California was known for gold. That was what Ophir was, like the gold of Ophir. The Lord said he will make a man more precious than fine gold.
What precept was that?
That's Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12. So, and you just got to think about, what do they say? You worth your weight in gold. Average man from 150, 180 pounds or 200 pounds. Imagine how much value that would be in gold standard. You're more valuable than that.
Right.
You're millions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars in value.
Right.
You have no numerical value. Brothers are priceless. And that's just a fact. And that's what's so sad. Brothers say that, you know, even your parents would tell you that. I wouldn't trade you in for the world. We keep finding out people get killed by the police. Their parents keep taking this money instead of justice. But that's neither here nor there. But I know my brothers in the UPK are priceless, and just the spirit on me. No, man, we're not taking no money for our brothers. Commander General Yohana is not taking any money for the children of Israel. I just don't understand how Judas could, you know, give over Christ for 30 shekels of silver.
30 shekels of silver, right.
But Christ said that all those things had to be done so that everything could be fulfilled. But yeah, that was heavy right there. For gold is tried in the fire. You have to be tried. You have to be tested. That's Satan's job, is to test you.
Right.
To see what you're really made of.
Right.
To show you that you are weak. If you are weak and fall for the wiles of the devil, then how do we know that you're gold? How do we know that you're really valuable to your people if this can sway you from the truth? If you weak behind a woman walked by, she got on a red dress. I always point to that in the Matrix. She got on a red dress. You're supposed to be on guard for your life. And she distracts you. You turn around. Yeah. That woman got a gun in your face, man. We've got to be strong. We got to be priestly. We got to be better than these other nations and these other heathens, because that's what we've always taught, to be carnal, to be in our flesh. But to be spiritual is to be fine gold.
Right.
So let's go ahead and read verse 2 real quick, Baba Kashaf. We're going to keep going. Set
thy heart aright and constantly endure.
And constantly what?
Endure.
And constantly what?
Endure.
Endure, man. It's just because you conquered your demon for a week or two or a month, don't think that things won't come back around that'll try to pull you back in.
Right back in.
You getting stressed out. This happened, that happened. General Muhammad brought out something. He said that people look for an excuse to sin.
Right.
They try to find things. I know people like this in my family. I ain't going to put them on blast, but Salakia. He said, if you stressed out because your 85-year-old grandmother has died, and now you want to go roll a blunt, now you want to go get high, He said 85-year-old grandmother dying is to be expected. That's what they're made to do. Grandmothers are made to die. Don't use that as an excuse to sin, though. It's okay to mourn because you love your family members, but don't use that as an excuse to break what the Lord wants you to do, to be disobedient to your father. All right? So we got to endure. Keep reading.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
And make not haste in time of trouble. One second, we're just going to break this last part down. And make not haste in time of trouble. Don't be quick to make decisions when things go wrong.
Right.
Sit and wait. Something happens, seek counsel, get advice, and then make a decision. All right, go ahead, Salaki.
Yeah, and that's what you're bringing out is so heavy because you got to think about one of the things that these goddamn, I can't even say devils, but the people of the world today. What's the first? I was talking to somebody the other day. They go, well, there's always this one person you could tell they was gay from birth. I said, well, goddamn it, that's his struggle from birth. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the demon that he has on him from birth, and he has to fight and not go against his father, like you just said, is the fact that you think he's gay.
Right.
And that's what he got to fight to the day that he dies. You got to endure. The struggle he has to endure is to not put his rod inside another man and not let another man put his rod inside of him. You can't just roll belly up because you felt feminine from when you was a young man and the whole time saying that's abomination. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what you fight from for the rest of your life. Some brothers smoke, some brothers fight smoking weed, some brothers fight dealing with hella women that they don't want to carry ribs. That nigga struggle from the day that he was born. If you felt that he was feminine and he felt he was feminine, well, I've been this way my whole life. Then that's the demon you fight your whole life on.
Right.
To not be that man who lays with another man. You know what I mean?
Right. And a lot of those brothers that are going through that, and sisters that's going through that, they just don't remember when they got molested too. They think they've been acting like that their whole life, but something happened to them probably when they was 2, 1, 3 years old. They don't even remember it, and they think that's, oh, this 4-year-old, 5-year-old is acting this way. And also, you learn how to act no matter what from your environment. There's no way. They say they have so many studies of babies that were born around animals. If you don't have human contact, you'll be crawling on all fours. It's called feral children. You won't know what is hot or cold. You don't feel cold. They run around and, you know what I mean, like naked. They eat raw food. So how would they even know what feminine is? You have to watch your mama. You have to watch a woman doing this and doing that. Right. And a lot of them only have those examples. They don't even have a father to give them example. Right. So, you know, even all of that, I feel is a lot of those numbers could be cut down to talking about he's born with it. But like you said, even if a brother was born with it, some brothers is born with a want to kill and murder too. But they got to fight that demon too. It doesn't mean they can do that because they feel like I've been a killer since birth. Nah, you got to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Just like the brothers bringing out. So we're going to hold that for real quick. Let's keep rolling to the next precept for time's sake. But remember your point too, if you can, if I may. Let's see. Let's go to Corinthians really quick. 2 Corinthians 10 and 5. Fighting demons, battling demons. It's a warfare. It is a spiritual warfare that's going on that we don't even see in this realm. And we know that Satan chose the white man, the oppressor, to institute and push out his agenda of testing you and making you weak or trying to see if you are weak. And they put everything out in front of you. One big industry that America is based off of is called marketing. They try to market things to you and sell things to you. And what do they say sells? Well, you've heard the saying before. What do they say sells? They say this sells.
Sex sells.
Sex sells. What does that really even mean? Have brothers really thought about it? They didn't say this thing that sex sells, but Can you break down a little bit more? What does that mean when they say sex sells?
Basically, that's temptation. You know what I'm saying? You sit up there looking at the woman they advertising on TV. She half naked. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that's gonna get your attention. You know what I'm saying? Just like you were saying earlier, you ain't supposed to be looking up on another man's woman, or you know what I'm saying, of that nature. You know, looking at another woman, and you know, and the only thing you can think of is you just want to have sex with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's the sex that sells. That's the temptation that we fight. That's the temptation that we have to conquer. You know what I'm saying? To know how to be able to what is it? I want to say be above or
right.
conquer that demon in you.
Right.
You know how to conquer that demon in you. The only way you can be able to conquer that demon in you, you know, is get into these classes and learn what these scriptures is trying to tell us. You know what I'm saying? Learning what these priests and prophets, you know, the ISUPK is bringing out, as you bring it out now.
Right.
You know
and that's a perfect breakdown. Your brother say Salaki?
Come. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for one thing, you got to realize the white man is the damn devil, man.
That's right, man.
Damn
right. You know what I'm saying?
And the one thing the devil wants you to do, he wants you to sin against God. That's where that temptation comes in.
Right.
It's not just, you know what I'm saying, sex sales. You know what I'm saying? That spawns off of, you know what I'm saying that homosexuality is okay.
Right.
We brought out earlier how the boys can kiss boys, and they try to teach that girls can kiss girls, and that whole Nickelodeon thing. Man, all they're really trying to do is get you to sin against the Most High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody else knows who we are, but we don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Okay, Most High Christ for that, the water. And like he's saying that the sex selling, all of that stuff, is all tied into the same thing. Putting you carnal, putting in your flesh. So what they're playing on is you have hormones. You have hormones in your body. You got your rib in the room, and she gets naked. Your hormones is going to allow you to do what you need to do to tie fire, to build a family, and everything that comes along with bonding with your woman and all of that. But since a small child, they putting those hormones on you to this model in the beer commercial, in the Budweiser commercial.
Right.
She running around in a bikini and a thong on, you looking at that. And then you put on a rap video on, and they twerking and they moving in that. And your hormones is going towards this woman. Your body doesn't know the difference. It's just like they put something in front of a dog. He gonna salivate. Right. His tongue. Of course you're supposed to want to see the woman like that. But your body, you know what I mean, wants that. But your mind has to be stronger than that and know, okay, the Lord looks at that sister like someone's daughter. The Lord sees that as someone else's cousin, auntie, mother, and that woman is supposed to be someone else's husband. And we can't be hypocrites. We can't be like the Christians. I saw a comedian, I don't know if it was George Lopez, he made this joke. It was a funny joke, but when you really let it sink and resonate, coming into the truth, you realize it's not that funny. He says, when I'm looking for a woman, when men is going out here looking for a girl, you want the nastiest, freakiest, and this and that to do everything, but not my daughter. Now, we know the bedroom is not defiled. Whatever goes on between a husband and wife is tawab. It's acceptable. But I'm saying that men want to meet women at the club and do this with them. They want to meet sisters at the gas station and turn up. And it's okay if it's someone else's daughter, but you don't want someone to meet your daughter at the club and treat her like that. You don't want somebody to meet your daughter at the gas station and turn up like that. So looking at us as a nation of people, as Israel, we can't be hypocrites. How can we fix the nation if you're acting one manner towards this man's daughter? You don't want your daughter in no porno flick.
Right.
You do not want your daughter dropping it like it's hot in a rap video. But you want to lust after her, and it's acceptable for her to do this behavior, but you want to fix the nation of Israel, man. We got to treat our people all the same, man, and behave like priests. And it's the same thing from drugs to anything you want to apply it to, man.
Right.
Oh, I just sell dope. I don't use it. I'm better than them, you know, or this is, he was going to get it from someone else.
Right.
That's not a justification for harming your people and your nation. You got to fight that demon. So, Salaki, let's go on to the next precept. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 5. Baba Kashab.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. Casting down imaginations.
Casting down what?
Imaginations.
Imaginations. That's what the demons are doing. They're putting this in your mind that this is the right thing to do. It's an imagination. Man, this girl's getting on my goddamn nerves. I'm going to go give me a backwood. I'm about to go roll up, man. I need to pop a pill. Who got the Xanax? We got 2 for 5, 2 for 10, whatever. I need something, man, to calm my nerves. That's an imagination because it's telling you that using this drug, using this substance is going to solve your issue.
Right.
It's going to solve your problem that after you're done getting high, you lost more money, you still got the issue, and you just came up with another problem. Now you can't pay your light bill. So you stressed out about that. You need another blunt. You've gone into a vicious cycle, man.
Right.
What the fat bastard say in that movie? I'm fat because I eat, and I eat because I'm fat. It's a vicious cycle, man. You stressed out because you broke, and you're getting high, and now you broke because you're getting high, and now you stressed out. It's just a vicious cycle, man. But what does it say? Imaginations?
Casting down imaginations.
We got to cast down these imaginations. Read.
And every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
Everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High. That's like what Kabbalah Bomb was bringing out. I bet you whoever you was battling, talking about people that are born with homosexuals, they'll pull up studies and this and that, and 0.2% of people are born like this, and we got studies for that, and they got all this knowledge, all this information, but guess what? It goes against the knowledge of the Most High. And where can you get the knowledge of the Most High? So, like, if anybody can give me the answer.
Out of our Constitution is Bible.
That's right. And where can you learn about the Constitution?
From the priests and prophets of the ISUPK.
That's right. Goddamn right, man. The Israelite School, the universal and practical knowledge, man. If you want to get the knowledge of the Lord, you got to come into these four corners, man. You got to come into these walls, come into these schools, figuratively and literally. If you got a school near you, get into that building. And figuratively speaking, man, come to the brothers, come on class on the phone, online, however it is, get into class and gain this knowledge, because people in the world will tell you weed is just a medicine. It comes from the earth, my brother. The Lord put it here for you and for me. It just so happens if you put a little fire to it, then it'll make you feel like this. They got all the knowledge and information. And that's one thing I just was talking with the brother earlier today, realizing that here in the Bay Area, that weed demon is strong on brothers. You grew up hearing that over and over and over again, that weed is from the earth. The Most High put it here. And if you believe that weed is from the Lord, when we tell you that smoking weed is wrong, then we become the devil to you. They looking at us like we're Satan, because we telling you that weed is wrong to smoke. You can use it if it has medicinal purposes, CBD, and it's not to get high. Okay, but smoking it, there is no room for that.
Right.
That is Satan trying to trick you to destroy your life. And if you're telling me you're really using it as a medicine, why are you using it at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, and then you rolling up in blunts and tobacco on a goddamn pack that tells you it causes cancer? Right? Come on, man. Don't. They're using this knowledge against you, against the Lord. So read that part again, Salagi. That's a heavy one.
And every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
Right. Read.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
Right. And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. This is how you fight your demons, is being obedient. Khan out of one Khan. Taking sin like it's in order to not sin. Because it is in order to not sin. If you can be obedient and following orders amongst men, you damn sure should be taking orders from the Lord. The Lord is telling you don't behave like this, don't look upon another person's nakedness, then you have to take that as an order and say, "Con out of one con," being in obedience to Christ. That's how you fight demons, man. And you got to learn that by seeing other brothers in order, setting that example. Same way that little boy learned how to put on heels and makeup from his mama, well, you need to come around priests and prophets of the Lord that was able to defeat smoking weed, that was able to put down watching flicks, or was able to stop going to the strip club, able to stop popping pills, able to stop selling dope and chasing money, filthy lucre, getting in illegal ways. That was able to stop all of these things. You got to come amongst them and build up your strength. And the last thing that we always teach you need to do is seek counsel. Seek counsel and seek counsel again. You feeling weak? Seek counsel, all right? So I think that's it on that one. Let's go ahead and drop that. We're going to go to the next precept. Let's get it. It is going to be in Matthew chapter 9 and verse 20.
Okay.
Baba Kashab.
Matthew chapter 9 and verse 20. And behold, a woman which is diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him.
And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years. That means this woman was unclean for 12 years. She couldn't go to no Passovers, couldn't come to the temple. That is hell for a woman in Israel. Because sisters know, if you get on your issue is bleeding, you know, you're not allowed to come to these things. She had this issue for 12 years.
Wow, yeah, she had a problem.
She had an issue, like I said. That was an issue. You know what I mean? She had a problem. And keep reading.
A woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment.
She came behind Yahushua and touched the hem of his garment. Read.
Verse 21, for she said within herself, if I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole.
She said within herself. She's having a conversation with herself, with her own mind. The same thing that brothers have. Man, if I can put this blood down, then I'll be good. I can remember precepts. Right. I can pass my officer's test. I'll save some money. I can really be about what I say I'm about. I can really stand on what I'm representing. Because I know in my mind and my spirit, I stopped pork. I stopped doing this. I stopped doing that. It's just this last little nagging demon. Once I conquer this, I can be healed. You saying that within yourself. Keep reading.
Verse 22. And Yahushua turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith has made thee whole.
Thy faith has made thee whole. Ooh-wee, good night. Does anybody want to take a shot at that and breaking that down? How does this apply to conquering your demons?
Salaki, if I may.
Go ahead.
Okay, she said, be of good comfort with thy faith. Mm-hmm. Thy faith is in believing in the Most High, that if you following him, mm-hmm. you know what I'm saying, you going and doing what these scriptures say, you know, these law, statutes, and commandments, your faith alone, you know what I'm saying, will get you healed by by Christ. Man. You know what I'm saying? And just following him.
Most High Christ. I couldn't have said it any other better, man. That's exactly it. You have to believe in following Christ and being obedient to Christ in order to be healed. If she didn't believe in Christ, she wouldn't have been healed. That's what he's telling her.
Right.
Her faith is what healed her. And you believing in the truth, believing in the law, statutes, and commandments, believing in the brothers that are in the school, the men above you and the men around you. Everything is always about right, man. You can see strength in a young man and a young trooper coming like, God damn, this brother right here, like our brother, young man Jorge, that spirit in that brother, you can just see it, you know, coming off of him. Lord allow, he stay checking in, stay and come all the way into this truth. But you can gain strength from your brothers and believe that the Lord did it for him, then I know he can do it for me. That I'm not in this by myself. And that faith is what allows you to get healed. So let's see. Read that part again where it says, daughter.
Oh, so, kind. Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith has made thee whole.
Read.
And the woman was made whole from that hour.
And the woman was made whole from that hour. So that's a very important thing. And a lot of brothers, they told us as kids growing up that idle hands are the devil's workshop. A lot of brothers have too much time on their hands. You got too much freedom to let your demons sit there and try to overtake thee, try to overtake you. You staying busy and keeping your boots strapped up and looking for work and trying to find work, that is a good way to fight off a lot of demons, man. And coming around the brothers, getting cut, letting it bleed out in class, man. That's what it's about. Letting things bleed out in class, get cut, get your spirit convicted, and realize, okay, I know this, but I need to hear it. And when you hear it, it sharpens you up that you don't want to be, I don't want to be the nigga. Salakia. I was a nigga. I'm going to say it. You know what I mean? I came to class high. I'm not going to lie. Being a young trooper or a young man coming into school, and I got cut. Officer Yawasop sit up there talking about, man, you brothers smoking weed. I couldn't even look him in the eye. I had to look down, man. I could not look that brother in that eye. He was cutting me. I'm like, man, good night. That is not a good feeling, man. I know this brother talking to me. I don't think he's talking to my brother next to me. He don't look like he smoked. And this brother over here don't look like he smoked. He must be talking to me, and that is not a good feeling, man. So you it's like, I'm not going to be that brother in the next class. Or, you know, and after that, he's not going to be talking to me about me. I'm going to be with him talking about someone else and trying to clear that demon off of that brother, man. And that's the faith that you have to believe in this school, believe in this truth, believe in the Most High, believe in your King, that he was able to conquer these things. So let's drop that and go ahead and pull some more scriptures about Christ. Let's go to Matthew chapter 4, about Kashar.
Verse 1?
Yeah, we'll start at verse 1.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 1. Then was Yahushua led up to the Spirit into the wilderness.
Led up of the Spirit.
Led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
Right. The Spirit is leading him up to be tempted by the devil. It's like it's like going to the gym. Christ is going to a spiritual gym, or he's going to the track. This is like training. He's got to have a strong spirit to go up against the devil, and that's what he's going to do. Keep reading.
Verse 2. And when he had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, then, let me see, he was afterwards hungered.
Hungered. So after 40 days and 40 nights, good night.
Man.
That is a long time. We just came through the Day of Atonement.
That was just one day.
You know, just one day. We know towards the end of that day, time get to moving slower and slower and slower. You try to take your mind off of it, and then, you know, finally it comes. Christ went 39 more of those. He had 39 days of atonement back to back. And afterward, he was hungry. Go ahead and read verse 3.
Verse 3. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be son of the Most High, command that these stones be made bread.
Right. So he's the one that's sitting there waving. He's like, hey, man, we got this Domino's pizza right here for you. We got this cooked up. We got this fresh lamb off the grill. I know it's smelling good. Go ahead and eat away. He's coming to tempt him. And what did Christ say?
Verse 4, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High.
But what? But by
every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High.
So Christ is saying that I have a spirit. I was led up here by the Spirit. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Father, by righteousness, by being in obedience to the Lord, by following the Lord. The Lord is what strengthens your spirit. The Lord is what gives you life ultimately. It's not this food, it's not this flesh, it's not this carnal thing that your body is saying that it needs. And so go ahead and read verse 3 again. I'm going to break it down this way.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 3. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High.
And you say you in the truth, huh? Now this is for us coming into the truth. You say you in the truth, right? Go ahead.
Command that these stones be made bread.
Man, go ahead and roll that blunt up. Command these what?
Stones be made bread.
Man, go ahead and go into that strip club. It don't matter. You in the truth. You can get forgiveness. You can get grace. You know, it's just one time. Read it again.
When command these stones be made bread.
Man, it's just looking at a couple little bras online. It ain't nothing. You know, go ahead. Command them stones to be made bread. Feed that lust of your body that wants to smoke. Feed it. That's what the devil's going to come to tell you.
Right.
Nobody sees what you're doing. You ahead, man, go tell the little homeless man to go buy you some blunts. You know what I mean? Go ahead, you around the corner, nobody see you rolling up. Go ahead, smoke that. Nobody in your room watching what you watching, man. Go ahead, look at that. You know, them sisters is looking good. They twerking, dropping it. Come on, check it out. Command these stones to be turned to bread. But what did Christ say? How do we have to answer the devil?
It is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
We shall not live by bread alone. If we know that we don't need food to survive going to the Day of Atonement, you can withhold and control your body from wanting to eat, which we know it does need to survive. At some point in time, it's just a whole lot longer time than what we think. Christ is showing you 40 days later, you can still be here and conquer that calling of your flesh to eat. But if you definitely can go without eating bread and water, then you can go without getting high. You can go without lusting after females or this or that. You don't need that to survive. That's a trick in your mind. That's an imagination that we read.
Casting down imagination.
You got to throw it down, cast it down. Go ahead, please.
Hey, man, what y'all bringing out is so goddamn man. It's to the fact that here's the true thing about what you break it down is Yahushua wasn't no new booty to the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wasn't no new booty to the truth. The man, he was seasoned in what it is that he was doing. That's why a young man could never do the things that General Muhammad do, that General Yohana would do, that General Q, that General Hazayana.
Right.
A young man can do these things because they're not skilled in the way that these wounds that you acquire under your belt in the truth is what builds you up to be a wise man. You know what I'm saying? You don't just walk off. I mean, you can know all the scripture in the world, like you said, and it goes back to what you were saying earlier, to endure. You got to sit here. You got to bear with these men. Yahushua sat amongst the Pharisees who said he learned. He knew what his father wanted. He knew all these things. He wasn't a dummy speaking the truth. So if when the spirit comes up against a man in the UPK, a man that's been raised up, a man that has Jesus under his belt,
right.
Man, we're gonna reply that same goddamn way. You understand?
Right.
Because it's for men that the Most High have found favor in and saw that these brothers is putting their lives on the line like the men in the UPK, and we could all fight that same damn demon at this point in our lives. I mean, I ain't gonna say to the level that the generals and them is doing it, but like I said, it takes experience. You can't just be brand. You can't walk in here today and say, "Hey, the devil can't tempt me." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know as well as I know the struggle is real.
Right.
And Yahushua is proven that, hey man, I worship Yahweh. I got dirt under my fingernails. I done wrestle with the truth, with going against the truth. Y'all, it ain't nothing you can do up on this mountain that's gonna steer me away from my faith and me enduring the long suffering of my Father's word. You know what I mean? So that's what I got.
Most High Christ.
That's right.
And one thing to piggyback off what the brother was bringing out, which was so heavy, is in even the demons work with you like this as a young man, especially me. I was thinking like, I got to get myself right to come into the truth. I got to stop smoking weed, then I'll come into the truth. I got to fix this and fix that, then I will come amongst these brothers, because these brothers is, you know, righteous. But that's not how it is. General Muhammad said it all the time. He said, you a trooper coming into school? We know you still smoking weed, because you a trooper. That's why you're a trooper. You know, because you are at that level that you are coming in here to shed yourself of the world. We don't expect you to come in here and be Peter or Paul on day 2 or 3. That's the spirit of Christianity. That's what Christians do. They put on this facade. They put on this fake exterior that they are all together, that they are better than everyone else, they don't do anything wrong, and they never work on themselves. They continue to do the same things over and over and over again as long as they feel like they don't get caught. But we always know the truth come to light. They said that these goddamn priests, Catholic priests, was having an orgy on the altar. Y'all brothers hear about that?
Well, this recently?
This was in the past 2-3 months. I think it's September.
I didn't click play on it.
Right.
But I saw something about what you're talking about. So go ahead.
I thought it was fake. I thought it wasn't even real. When I saw it, like, this is not even a real headline. Then I heard someone else bring it out on another website. It was credible. And then someone brought it up at the school. I don't know, General Muhammad brought it out in class. I was like, oh, that article was true. Had to go back and read it. That this devil was in there, paid for 2 prostitutes to come from out of town. One of the goddamn prostitutes put a tweet on it. People were so into damn social media. She said, I'm on my way to the New Orleans area to defile the house of God. Everything she said was true, except that was not the house of God. She just went to go do what they do in the house of Satan. Right. And I guess somebody was walking by the church and looked in the windows and saw him and recorded it and called the police. And the police arrested them because they said they were doing lewd acts in public because you could see inside from the street. And so, and we thinking that that's the first, that was just him doing that. No, that was the first time he got caught. Any police officer knows when you kick in the door to get a drug dealer, that ain't the first sack that he sold. That was the 1,000th sack. He just got caught this time. That priest or whatever the hell you want to call, he's really not a priest. We need to find another word to call these devils. That yeaster, he's something else, man. We're just gonna call him the devil the Bible speaks of. That devil was in there. That was just the first time he got caught. Because he was too comfortable. They said they had cameras set up and all of that, man. And we gotta be separate and different from them. Because they, like I said, they put on this exterior that they're righteous. They don't change. They don't even try to change. You coming in as a young trooper, getting all black, we know that you a trooper. We know that you a young man. We know you are this and that. Like he said, get them years under your belt, get that time and grow. But on the other side, too, don't use that either. Don't use time as an excuse to change, man. There's a little bit of time. We need to act like our king is coming tonight. We need to act like he is coming, act like a thief in the night, and we got to be prepared. So be therefore perfect. And don't leave that back door in your mind to extend your sinning. You just got to knock it off, and when you're feeling weak, seek counsel and get that strength and get cut. All right? So I think that was it on that one.
Salaki, if I may.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, so when I spoke about the time, I was speaking about men in the truth already who just ain't a general right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we still, like I said, we doing. I got every. I hold in my feet that every brother in this thing is doing the best that he could possibly what he knows. And the longer that he sticks with it, the longer he endures in this, he only gonna get you gonna get better. Don't fall back, don't backslide. Like you said, don't use time in that instance. I'm talking about time in this instance to be more brotherly.
Right.
To your brother. Learn how to be more brotherly. Learn how to be more of a counselor, a better counselor, a better priest out on the street. You know what I mean? A better prophet when you prophesy to somebody about what's gonna happen to them when they don't hearken unto the voice of the Lord, when they turn their backs to him, then I'm saying time in that instance is going to, you know what I mean?
I got it, kind of, I understand.
In that instance.
Most High Christ, damn right. That's definitely true. Because like you said, we all got to grow and learn in this truth and become better men. It doesn't stop. Kakamama brought that out. That was a heavy point he made. He said, this is the only school that you come into that you never graduate from. So that goes perfect with what you're saying. We don't come in here to graduate and be done and that's it. Nah, we enduring to the end and we're gonna keep fighting. All right, with that, let's go to Matthew chapter 12 and verse 43. Real quickly. The water.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none.
Imagine if all Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians stopped purchasing backwoods, stopped purchasing weed from the cannabis clubs or buying cocaine and ecstasy. Those drug dealers, that same politician that was looking for a shipment of cocaine, he's going to be walking around with no place to sell it, no place to get it off at. Read.
Verse 44. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out.
He said, man, maybe let me put this movie out. Let me play this song for this brother. Let me take his job away. Let me do something that's gonna get him weak. Let's have his woman leave him, or let's take away this person out of his life. We're gonna do something to get this brother weak so he can come back and do what he was doing before. Oh, I lost my job. I'm about to get evicted. Man, I don't want to sell drugs no more. I know I'm in the truth, but damn, I got to get it somehow. You know, keep reading.
And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished.
Man, you being clean and you being clear-minded and away from the things and conquering the demons that were ailing you before, now everything is clean. And go ahead and read verse, was it 45?
45. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
Right. You conquered smoking weed. You conquered this and that. Now you done broke and you come back. You left the truth. Now you smoking crack. Now you smoking weed and crack. And cigarettes. You know what I mean? You're doing more.
Man.
Because you know what you're doing is wrong. Before, you didn't know. You just was in the world. You were doing what everybody was doing. I just smoke a little blunt here and there. I smoke a little cigarettes. That's about it. But now, you know where you're supposed to be at. You know you're supposed to be helping your people. And you left them to get high. You're not going to camp to get high. You're not coming to class to get high. You're not doing this and doing that because you chose a drug over your people, over righteousness. And in order to even sleep, you're going to have to do more. There's going to be 7 more demons that come upon you. Is there anything else in that?
Come. And they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of a man is wrong than the first.
Is worse. Sloppy.
You see, and the last state of that man is worse than the first.
Right.
Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
Right. That's how it's going to be.
Man.
We're going out and showing brothers, them people that left ISUPK, left One West, and went out and tried to do other things. And now we're hearing about sisters getting murdered. we're hearing about this and that going on.
Right.
It is going to be worse because they knew and went back. You got to move forward. And don't ever drop your sword. Don't ever leave the truth. No matter what you're going through. Talk, call, get counsel. It's going to be like a record player. I know I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but you go into the Christian church, you didn't believe God loves everybody the first time. It was the 100th time. It was the 1,000th time that you heard that, where it really hit you. And so that's what it is. We might say the same things over and over in the school. But our people need to hear things over and over in the school.
Right.
Coming into the truth. All right, so let's drop that and let's go to John chapter 5 and verse 5.
John chapter 5, verse 5. And a certain man was there, which had an infirmity 38 years.
Read.
Verse 6. When Yahushua saw him lie, and knew that he had been now a long time in that case, he saith unto him, Wilt thou be made whole?
Right. Will you be made whole? You've been in this infirmity for 38 years. Read.
Verse 7. The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man, when the water is troubled, to put me into the pool. But while I am coming, another step down before me.
Right. So there was a pool, it was a lake that once a year they said the angels came in the water and whoever got to it would be healed. But every year, while he's sitting there waiting, he needs someone to carry. He said, I have no man to carry me down to these waters to be healed. And they all step over me. That's Christianity too. The Christian church got billions of dollars. They don't invest in any drug rehab programs. They don't invest in education and teaching people on how to support themselves. A lot of drug use comes from people trying to escape poverty. Point blank period. They don't take that money and try to get our people off of drugs. Because we know a lot of these drugs really are coming in through these churches. You want to launder some money? You want to sell dope? That Christian church, that building is the best place to do it. Ask the Italian mafia. They've been working with the Catholic Church and the real mafia. We looking at the little mafia. We think the mob, Al Capone and all them, those are just the kindergarten of the mob. That's the Cub Scouts. The real mafia is the Vatican, the church. The real mob is the church.
Right.
We thinking that they going into this church, confessing their sins and all that, and they going in there laundering money, harboring dope. What would it look like for St. Peter's Catholic Church just got raided the other day? FBI don't even want to have that problem. They don't even want to kick in the door. They don't know if they can find anything, but just the look of that alone, and we know they're getting paid, getting their pockets greased and all of that. So they're the ones that step over our people. They don't really want us to get healed. All right, keep reading.
Verse 8, Yahushua said unto him, Rise, take up thy bed, and walk.
Right. He's showing him he didn't have to go into that water to get healed. Christ came, and that faith, once again, you believing in the truth, that's what's going to get you to be made whole. And so verse 9, we'll just read that part real quickly.
And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed, and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath.
Right. And so, like, does anybody know, like, people that are blind, that's still a demon, too. That's a demon in the fourth dimension. That's also a demon that's doing that. What is keeping a man blind? There's a demon in the fourth dimension that's literally holding his hands over that man's eyes. And that's all it is. Christ came and got rid of that demon because that brother knew the teachings that Christ was doing. He knew that he represented the Most High, and he saw the things that he was doing, and he believed, all right? And so that's the same thing. If you and your mind keep telling you, I can't quit smoking, I can't quit doing this. I can't stop doing that. But
Stop,
right. But you seen Junior how to heal this brother from smoking and heal this brother from smoking, but you don't believe you can quit,
right?
Then you don't really believe this is the truth. If you really believe this is the truth and you seen brothers conquer their demons, then you are no greater or lesser than them, and you can be healed as well. Like we say, we are not better than our brothers in the world. I am not better than anybody in the world. We just know better. We've learned better. We've been taught better. And that's the true baptism, is getting taught. That's what these teachers are for. All right? So let's go ahead to the next. I got a couple more precepts. Go ahead, please.
Just like John Muhammad was saying earlier today, he said, if you don't want to quit doing that, just go ahead, man. Just keep on doing it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just keep on smoking, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to try and do it. You know what I'm saying? You just want to keep making excuses. You just go ahead and keep on doing that, man.
And see how it worked for you.
Yeah.
You want to follow that fake Israelite? Go ahead and follow
it.
You want to accept that your pastor blessing kids? Keep on going back to that church, man, and see what you get.
So like he said, the kid had 104 fever, and the husband told him, he said, put calamine lotion on his feet and rub his feet. He said, y'all just dumb, man.
Right.
You know, you just dumb.
Right.
He said, get on out of here, man. Y'all just dumb, man. Y'all just, what calamine, what is this essential oil going to do? What is essential oil going to do? You know, if you want to keep being dumb, just go keep being dumb, man.
Right.
You know, go to the doctor, man.
Exactly.
You know, get what you know what I'm saying? Get the things that you need, you know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Because it ain't the doctor's doing it, it's the Most High that's doing it.
Right. All right. Is that it on your point?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, Most High Christ, the water. You're right, like you said, that's what Jim Muhammad said, man.
If I may.
Go ahead, please.
Real quick.
No sweat.
Like the brother brought out, hey, if you ain't in need of a doctor, then you in need of the men of the ISUPK. You know what I mean? Come to the doctor. Come to the other doctor, man.
Right.
Put your goddamn boots on. Get dressed in all black, and come to the doctors, and we'll prescribe the prescription that you need. We got them. And it heals, just like you said. It stops men from smoking. You don't got to go to rehab. Come to the rehab of the ISUPK.
Right.
Come take on that burden and bring your ass. Come do 6 months under ISUPK rehab.
Right.
It's the greatest prescription I ever took, man.
That's right.
I bear witness to it. I bear witness to it being the greatest prescription that was ever prescribed to me.
Goddamn right, man.
Check it out.
All right, man.
All right.
So, like, if you have more, go ahead, please.
I mean, if that's the case, the brothers need to, like the brother said, if out there you looking for things and you unwise and you don't see, I know people who have went to the clinic. The clinic, hey, even coming into the truth is only going to be when you ready.
Right.
But when you ready for this, it's going to do you way better than going to John Deere, than going to Betty Ford's, than going to any of those things, especially Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian man. This truth right here that we putting out, we ain't even selling it, man. We giving it away.
Oh,
you know
that's a lot. You just took it from. That's where I was going with it next. So lock it. And to go to rehab, what do they want from you? They want money. This is the only rehab you'll come through and get something for free. Get something that they might end up giving you some money. You might end up getting.
You're not getting sweated. If you're not getting sweated about the demon that you got over you right now, you don't gotta go cold turkey today.
Right.
But in due time, you're gonna have to manifest that demon off yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's gonna be wanted. It's gonna be wanted from you by the men of the Lord, man. It has to happen in order for you to remain with your brother.
Right.
So, hey, you get a chance to fix yourself. That man that molester, that goddamn pedophile, that goddamn cigarette smoker, that man who smokes weed, all you people get a clean you get a slate when you come out here, bear your burdens to the feet of the Lord, and then we're gonna evaluate what you got going on and see how the top of this thing that you working with. We're gonna show you. And if it's for you, man, guess what? Junior Honda, under Yahweh, we done raised up another man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
All right.
That's my thing. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna raise the brother up from the dead, which means sitting out there in that corner. We're gonna raise a sister up from prostitution, a brother from smoking weed, a brother. This is the best prescription I ever had, man. I'll tell it to anybody any day of the week, man. I'll give it.
That's that living waters. That he was talking about that well to that woman. You want to get some water, but Christ has got living waters that's going to bring life everlasting. All right?
Right.
So let's go to, we got a couple more and I'll close out the class. What's the time?
8:30.
8:30? Okay, Most High Christ. Let's go to Mark chapter 9 and verse 28.
All right. Mark chapter 9 and verse 28. And when he was come into the house, his disciples asked him privately, why could not we cast him out?
Right, so his disciples were going around, they were dealing with these demons and trying to cast them out, and Christ came through and was able to get them off instantly. They're wondering, what was wrong with us? Why couldn't we do it? All right, verse 29.
Verse 29, and he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing. This kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting.
Right. So, brothers, don't forget that part. It's not Christian to pray, man. It's not Christian to get at home, get on your knees, or lay all the way on the floor. Whatever you do, and call out to the Lord, man. Don't doing vain prayers and just saying things like some callous Hail Mary. Call out to the Lord, man. Say, Lord, I want to get this off of me. I'm tired of this. I don't want to be like this. Make me a new man.
Right.
For the sisters, make her a new woman. Call out to the Lord, man. Pray and fast and learn that strength too. Remember the Day of Atonement? Sometimes throughout the year, you might want to do 1 day, 2 days. See what you can do and learn how to strengthen up, especially if you're dealing with a demon and you feel like you can't conquer it. And then you can realize, okay, this is just my flesh. And through that prayer, sitting somewhere quiet. Christ went out in Gethsemane, in that garden, and was praying all night. In the quiet, it's hard. We live in a society today where it's constantly, what's that called? What's the word I want to say? So like sensory, you have, your senses are always being stimulated. TV on, the phone going, the music. You get in the car. Sometimes I had to catch myself. It's like, damn, I just can't even ride in the car with nothing. My phone died and I turned the radio on. I don't never listen to the radio. My phone died. I got to turn the radio. It's like we scared of quiet and silence. That's how the devil wants you to be. Man, get somewhere and be quiet. We always tell the women, shut your damn mouth. Sometimes we need to tell ourselves, let me just shut the hell up. Let me sit in quiet. Let me talk with the Lord. Let me be with the Lord and gain that strength that comes from being quiet, because you're so distracted. Your mind is filled with so many thoughts running 1,000 miles an hour. You never, so many distractions. You never can work on yourself. Right. You can never even take the time to think. And so that's that prayer and fasting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take a fast. I'm trying to take a fast from this damn Facebook. I love seeing the brothers on there, but it can be an addiction, man. So that's another thing, Right. Spend more time this week on Facebook than I did reading the scriptures, man. Something ain't right, So everybody's got their different things. And so once again, read that one again, verse 29.
Verse 29. And he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing, but by prayer and fasting.
Yeah, so that other demon, you got to think about it. Oh, quitting pork? Oh, okay, everybody can do that. You know what I mean? Stop shaving your beard, I got that. Stop celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas, you can do that. But that demon of getting high, Newports, or lusting after women and things of that nature, ooh-wee, now it's getting a little bit harder because your flesh is more tied into it. You can go one day without eating a meal on Thanksgiving. If you want to really cook it, you can make it any other day of the year. So you can kind of get something from that without actually doing it. But if you can't replace getting high without getting high, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to conquer that demon. You can't just say, well, I'm not, it's the 25th, I'm going to smoke on the 26th. Or you still say, like, I love bacon, I'm going to give me some turkey bacon. Like, nah, ain't no real replacing of that. You got to actually conquer that demon. And so that's a little bit harder, is prayer and fasting. So that's kind of something that they were you can apply to this. So let's drop that one. Let's go to First Ezra chapter 4, and we'll start at verse 18.
First Ezra?
Yeah, First Ezra's in the Apocrypha.
Okay.
And verse 18, 4 and 18. And so there's another one, like we said, the weakness behind women and all of that thing is something that is natural to an extent for a man to love a woman and love the things that come with a woman. But we've been put into an unnatural state in this society. Like I said, from a young age, they're using sex to sell because they know it's a strong demon to put on. That we just want to sell you a Budweiser. We just want to sell you this new whatever, shoes, whatever it is. But putting that half-naked woman on there is going to make you pay more attention. It's going to draw your attention and your senses, and you're going to like that product like you like that woman. And that is not the purpose of a woman. Purpose is not a woman to sell, say that's prostitution. You promote prostitution. General Muhammad, I'm sure he learned it from Juliana, so it's the same thing. But General Muhammad, I've learned him saying that brothers that support prostitution support child molestation. Any brother had a problem with dealing with whores, that should cut to your spirit. That you support prostitution, both sides, pimping or buying a hoe. You're supporting child molestation. In order to get a prostitute, that girl had to get molested. In order to get more prostitutes, guess what? Someone else is going to have to molest another little girl. So you feed into an industry that is based off of something that is wicked and evil. The same way you can say people that support Jordans, they have all these protests. Don't buy Jordan. Don't buy Jordan. He's over there using child labor in China to make your Jordans. You giving him money, you might as well be owning a little slave in China. That's how they try to cut to your spirit. Well, that's the same thing, man. Ain't no girl grow up and say she wanted to be a porno star, man. In order to get that girl in that movie, guess what? She had to get molested by somebody. You supporting that industry, you supporting that movement, you are supporting child molestation, man. And so you got to cut that out, man. You support drug use, all that. Somebody died behind that. We think, oh, I'm just smoking weed. That ain't nothing. It ain't doing nothing to nobody. It's just weed. Man, there is an industry behind that. Brothers is going to jail somewhere. Just because it's legal in California don't mean brothers in half the country ain't going to jail. You making songs about Snoop Dogg, he can get high in Cali all he want, but somebody in Mississippi is doing 10 goddamn years behind a Snoop Dogg song. Somebody in Arkansas got shot. Man, so like it. Quick story, and we'll keep going forward in this one. But there's a brother I knew from California. He moved out to the South, Louisiana, and these brothers, they tried to rob him over 4 ounces of weed, 4 ounces of marijuana, which in California might have been $800. 4 to 5, probably he didn't even have. With some cheap old weed, probably $400 or $500 worth of weed, man. They tried to rob this brother. He from Oakland. Niggas from town don't play that. That nigga shot that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? He crawled in the car and he murdered him. That brother is still in the penitentiary right now. That brother is still in jail right now. They gave him like 25 years, man. He was only 19 years old at the time.
Man.
You know what I mean? And so we thinking these songs, oh, I'm just smoking a weed. You are promoting this whole environment, and our brothers are losing lives. It's the same thing, man.
Right.
You got to look at it like how the Most High looks at it. You thinking that you just by yourself. What you do affects everyone. All right? So let's go ahead and read. We're going to break down these about the lust of women. If you got something to say on one.
No.
Okay.
So like this, sir, if I may.
Go ahead.
Hey, just real quick off of what you were just bringing out. That's heavy again. And this is the hate that black people have for each other, man.
Right.
It's like you can't even be a rapper and then brothers gonna question, oh nigga, you ain't killing niggas like that.
Right.
You ain't shooting niggas, you ain't slinging dope like that, you ain't doing this, you ain't
Right.
doing that. Man, all I'm doing, a rap is a verbal movie, you understand?
Right.
That's all it is. Nobody gives a damn if Stephen King is showing you how to lay a police down.
Right.
Blow his goddamn brains out, man. Ain't nobody showing up to his house trying to kill him, trying to do none of these things to him. But a brother,
Right.
talking, I'm trying to spit a verbal movie. When I write a rap, I need it to be vivid. I want you to see it. I want you to understand it. That's all I'm doing, trying to work with what I got. You know what I mean?
Right.
But no, you ain't killing nobody. Why you rapping about that? Stephen King ain't killing nobody.
Right.
He made a whole movie about it. Ain't nobody at his house, but you at my mama's house, you at my brother's house. This thing that black people have for each other that they won't. You can't even be a damn rapper that
Good night.
just because I want to rap. You know what I'm saying?
Good night. That's a fact.
Just because I'm good at it. Right.
And that's so heavy what you're bringing out. It's like I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Nah, sir, that was it. I was piggybacking off what you was bringing out on the side.
Right, Most High Cry. Yeah, what you just brought out was so heavy. I was actually thinking about that the other day. The same point you saying, like, how many brothers that mess up their life trying to get the rep? Like, you didn't even want to do this thing, but you're doing it now to get your rap career off of the ground. Like, you like, I didn't even want to be a killer or a drug dealer, but people keep saying I'm not really doing it, so now I got to really do it, and now I'm really doing 10 years in prison, 15 years in prison, and now my rap career is over because I tried, how many niggas is doing that? That we never heard of, never blew up. You have about 15,000 niggas across America that all want to be rappers, but they thought they had to do the street shit to get the street stuff to get a deal, and they never even made it to that point, man. Their life just destroyed. Right. And it's just like, come on, man.
And again, Stephen King sitting on goddamn $500 million.
Right.
And he showed you how to do it.
Right.
I just wrote a rap about how to, you know what I'm saying? It was a rap, man. It was for fun, you know what I mean? Because I was good at it. That's it.
Right.
I gotta take on the spirit of a murderer and a drug dealer and a pimp and all these other things. Well, Stephen King never had to.
Right. Man.
That's it for me, sir.
No sweat. The water. I'm trying to think. I can't think of a movie, but it seems like one of them comedy movies where it's like, they run up on a brother and he like, man, I just rap. You know what I mean? Like, but these niggas want to kill me. I'm just a rapper, man. Y'all don't get it. But
Ice Cube said, I don't bang, I rock a good rhymes. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just rapping, man. Shit, you got me stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing about us, man. We such a genuine people that also comes from that. So like I'm going a little bit off on a little bit, but I forgot what I was reading that. Like, white people know how to be fake, and it's a part of their culture. And she was putting it in the African context, trying to say it like that. Well, she's really talking about Israel. She's saying that white people, they can go in a boardroom and they hate Jan or they hate Todd, but they can work together and handle this thing. When they leave, they can be all cordial in the building. When they leave, Todd is a this and that. I can't stand Todd. And Janet is such a bitch. They just hate each other, but they're able to do put that to the side and work and build something up. But black people, we call that being fake. You know what I mean? But if I don't like a nigga, I'm gonna tell a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be real. We can't even do it for our own benefit. Even if we just to put something to the side to build something up, we won't do that because we keep it so real as a culture that it can become like a detriment, like you're saying, where we can't even accept somebody doing art unless you really doing the art that you talking about. Like, nah, nigga, I got to see you murking. You got to get it on camera. I need to see you shooting the gun, and then I'll buy your album. If not, don't even. You got to be like X-rated. Shout out to God with War, man. You got to do 26 years in the penitentiary. Come out, then maybe I'll go to your concert, man. You know.
You might be real then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then it's like, then the niggas is still turning. You do one thing, and this nigga trying to preach. Man, that nigga, they still, you done did all of that. They still might. Good night, man. Wow. We are the salt of the earth. But so, like, let me get back to these precepts. It is a good time, man, with the brothers, though. First Esdras chapter 4 and verse 18. We got a few scriptures, and I think that'll be it.
Okay, come. First Esdras chapter 4, verse 18. Yeah, and if men have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely and favor and beauty?
Right. If men, they gather gold, you got money, silver, and all those things, but you still love women, which is beautiful. We favor a beautiful woman. Verse 19.
And letting all those things go, do they not gape and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her?
Oh, they got all this money, got everything, but you see that woman, they open their mouth. Oh, man, open, and their eyes is fast on her. Keep going.
And have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever?
Right. It is like the lust, man. The brothers get weak behind a woman. You just, everything that your focus is on them. Keep reading.
Okay, verse
20.
A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleave unto his wife.
Right. Read.
Verse 21. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembered that neither father nor mother nor country.
Right. You start putting women ahead of your father, your mother, and your country, man. You putting this lust ahead of everything, and that's where your decision makers is coming from. Verse 22. We got a couple verses, so we're gonna read it kind of fast.
So now you're in Moab now.
Right.
Okay, verse 22.
You said what? You said now you with Moab?
Yeah.
You
forgot to
give
love
your
father.
country. Yeah, okay, Most High Christ, right.
You're over there with Moab now.
Right. Or even like you said, you doing something that you're not supposed to be doing behind a woman, and you forsaking Israel.
Right.
Because we need everyone to be righteous in Israel. It can't just be a few of us. We all supposed to be righteous. All right? Can you read?
Verse 22. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
Women have what?
Dominion over you.
Women have what?
Dominion over you.
That woman, that look, you got eyes gaping, open mouth. That's what I'm saying. Like the Matrix, she distracting you from being on guard, being on shamar. That's like a demon, a woman that, and not saying, you know what I mean, righteously, a woman is a beautiful thing to have. But if that woman is being used as something improper, then she had, or whatever. A woman just having dominion over you is just out of order in itself, period. All right? Let's keep reading.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hey, with that being said, is that women got dominion over a fifth then, you know what I mean?
I mean, in what way, shape, or form? I mean, because
he put it out there like he's over these women, but at the same time, that's all. These women is what's destroying his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I mean, no, I mean, yeah, I don't know how to really break that down in this context. It may be a little bit different thing. The women, like I said, the women could be used as drugs. The woman that is being talked about here could be used as cigarettes. It's the same thing. It's the lust, it's the demon. So
a drug dealer sell crack.
right.
He sell
What whores? So, like I said, I don't know if you heard in the beginning class, the drug dealer doesn't smoke crack, so he may not be a victim to crack. He's a victim to the money you get from the crack. So, a pimp may not be a victim to lusting after women, but he may be a victim to lusting after money that he gets from the women. So, I would put it more into that context, because that's what I was saying. What Jay-Z says in his song, that he says that, you know, we're both addicts, the drug dealer and the drug addict. He's addicted to the drugs. He's addicted to the money. But that's the same woman that's being talked about here. Whatever is your vice, whatever is your demon, you can apply to this woman right here. See what I'm saying? Okay.
Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the women?
Right. You labor and toil. You working your 9 to 5. You barely making a $50 to $100 a day. And then you got a $40 eighth habit every week.
Right.
Every day. I mean, not even every week.
Right.
You can spend $40 out of your 100, you know what I mean, every day. Getting high. Same thing. Or, like I said, genuinely for a woman. Buying whores or, you know, lusting after a woman, tricking on females to get this and get that. Or you spending your time. Your time is money. You watching this, you lusting after women. That is, you giving all your labor, you giving your money to women. All right? To whatever that is, all right? Let's read verse 23.
23. Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the seas and upon rivers.
Man, brothers out here doing whatever behind women. But this one this literally is about women. So that is the main focus about brothers that really are doing these things to get the attention from women, not to get a righteous wife, but to get the love of whores.
Right.
That brothers have robbed, steal, and done everything under the sun to get the attention of a whore.
Right.
Keep reading.
Verse 24, and looketh up upon a lion and goeth in the darkness. And when he has stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love.
He bring it to his love, man. You bring all of that. You didn't pull out the sword, you didn't rob, you steal, you didn't shot niggas. You didn't look at a lion in the eye just to bring it back to his love. Verse 25.
Verse 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Read.
Verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Run out of wits for the women and become servants for their sakes.
Man, they became servants.
Wow.
You up here, you didn't put yourself down here
right.
for women's sake. You a priest, Doc. You are a priest in, you know what I'm saying, in the truth, and you allowing this woman to lower your standard to keep you from the kingdom, to put dirt on your name. Man, that is, how can that be? How do you become a servant for a woman's sake?
Wow.
Just think about how many brothers are in prison behind fighting over a woman. How many people, like I said, going to jail and whatnot just to appease a woman. Let's keep reading.
Okay, verse 27. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women.
Man, that's another one. That's the cut for watching illicit things, man. You sinning for women. You're going to break the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord for the lust of a woman.
Right.
You got to be stronger than that. You got to fight that demon. And we got to just learn how, to do things the right way. You spend so much energy in lusting after a woman, you don't got no energy to get a real woman. And what you really should be doing is spending time, energy to becoming a better priest and becoming a better prophet.
Right.
Because I don't want to break it down to me. He was like saying, you will bring a sister to the school, bring a sister around the brothers, trying to bring her into the truth, and she gonna leave you for another nigga. This is what the one just told me, man, out there in Texas. You know what I'm saying? He was breaking this whole thing down to me. He was like, you'll leave, she'll not even want to be with you, because this priest is showing her what how to really be a priest, man, breaking the precepts and leading and doing the things according to the Bible, and seeing that you're really not 10 toes down into this thing. Yeah. So that's what he was saying, man. You got too much free time on your hand. You should be working on being a better priest, because even if you do try to bring one into the truth, you might end up losing her in that 60, 90 days, because she's seeing a priest that's really into this thing. So read that one more time, verse 27.
Many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women.
Right, verse 28.
28. And now do ye not believe me?
This story about to get real good. We're going to go down to about 41, so we got a few verses.
Is not the king great in his power? Do not all religions fear to touch him?
All regions. So yeah, no sweat. All regions. Everybody in the world is fearful of the king. All right, keep reading.
Verse 29. Yet did I see him and aped and apt, was it a P?
Appleme, or I call it a palm. I think it's Appleme.
Appleme, the king, concubine, the daughter of the admirable Mardicus,
right,
sitting at the right hand of the king.
Right. So he's saying, the brother is telling the story. He said, "Yet did I see him and Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Mardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king." What does that mean? Where is she supposed to be? As anybody on the phone, real quickly, you know, for time's sake, because we got a couple more verses to get to, but where is she supposed to be? She's sitting at the right hand of the king. Where is she supposed to be?
She's supposed to be
she's supposed to be on the left. That's what Kabbalah said. Like, I'm one.
She's supposed to be. She a concubine. She ain't supposed to be sitting around the king.
I mean, well, concubine still, we'll say as a wife, same thing.
Okay.
Let's say concubine, wife, whatever. Where's she supposed to be at? Or you probably right, I'm one. In the pews in the front, right? You know, we see General Yohana, who's sitting next to him.
I'm in the heavy hitters.
Right, who's sitting next to him on the other side? General Hazayan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His brothers is next to him, man.
Right.
The Lord has Christ on his right hand side, and Michael and the angels.
Right.
Yeah, that woman's supposed to be in the crowd like everybody else.
In the crowd, right?
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no rank up in here. Sisters ain't getting no rank. This king got her sitting on the right hand side, right next to him on the good side. All right? Go ahead and read verse 30.
Verse 30. And taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head.
Good night.
Wow.
She over here planning, taking his headpiece off and putting it on her. The crown that you supposed to earn being in the truth and doing the work of the Lord, she making a mockery of it. That's like a demon, man.
Wow.
You lusting after one or whatever your weakness is, that demon is making a mockery, taking that crown off of your head and putting it on their head. They are the king now. I'm the nigga. So, like, you know what I'm saying? This is who I am. This demon, whatever it is, yeah. Weed is your God now. Weed took your kingdom from. That's how I feel bad for brothers left the truth for drugs. It's like, it's almost you feel pity for a brother. Like, damn, that crown that was on your head to gain the kingdom, we got that crown now.
We took your crown.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds ridiculous now as you grow in the truth and become stronger, but to really look at, like, you gave up the kingdom. We talking about not billions of dollars, man. Not even trillions of dollars. There's another word we haven't even found for this amount of wealth that the kingdom should be. It's not even trillions, but me and I was looking that up. It blew my mind, man.
Right.
Because $1 billion is a thousand millions, right? A billion is 1,000 millions.
A trillion is a thousand billions.
No, that's what we went wrong. About a mind. Go ahead.
I thought about that the whole today. It was so. How much is a tree? Is it 10,000, 100,000 billion, 10,000 billion.
It's 100 billion.
You had to answer. I think you left us on freeze last time, sir.
Oh, for real?
Oh, a million billion.
Exactly.
I believe
A trillion is a million billion.
Exactly. So hold on. Let's break it down one more time real quick, because this one would really mess my mind up, man. But go on YouTube and look up what $1 trillion is as well. But let's think about it. Let's start from the $1 million. Everybody knows if you got $1 million in your name, you'll feel to wow with what you could do with it. California, it ain't that much. When you move it outside, you have a little bit more. But you get to $10 million. We're gonna round it up. $100 million to your name, you feeling like can't nobody tell me nothing, man.
Right.
You might go ahead and slap somebody walking down the street. You got $100 million. Now you do that 2 times. You know, sometimes you gotta go have $150 million. $50 more million than $100 million is a lot of goddamn money, man. But we're gonna start moving fast. Let's get to $200 million, $300 million, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $950 million to your name. You still have that other $50 million is a lot of goddamn money, man. And that's when you finally get into $1 billion. $999 million plus another million is $1 billion. Then you got people like Jeff Bezos who have $150 billion. They had 150
trillion.
1,000 millions. 150,000 millions. That's $1 billion. You got $150 billion.
A million billion.
Exactly. So let's work our way up.
Wow, man.
Let's work our way up. Now we got to the billions. You see a nigga that got $150 billion, the richest man on earth, not even a nigga, a cracker, a devil, got 150. Now you get to 200 billion, 300 billion, 400 billion, 500 billion, 600, $1,000 billion. Ain't nobody on earth ever had this much that we know. Now you get to 2,000 billions, 10,000 billions. Let's get a little bit fast. 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 600,000 billion dollars. Now you get to $1 million billions is $1 trillion. You just got to $1 trillion.
$1 million billions.
$1 million billions. Guess what? America just gave out $2 trillion like it was nothing for the stimulus package. Talking about getting another $2 trillion. They make $14 trillion every year. And you want to give up the kingdom for some weed? The kingdom is worth more. That money represents cars. It represents real trees. Real houses get built with this money. Real concrete gets poured and it's valuable. Diamonds, all of that. The kingdom, the world is ours. $1 trillion ain't nothing to that. 14 trillion, 1,000 trillion. Like I said, it's not a world we can come up with. And it ain't about money. I'm not just trying to motivate brothers with money, but goddamn, Israel is the wealthiest nation ever, man. King Solomon was on another level we've never seen. And the kingdom that Christ built will never fail. And you going to give that up for this broad? You going to give that up for that? You know what I'm saying? For some twerking? Come on, man. We got to be strong. We got to realize what she taking that crown off of your head and putting it on herself. So let's read that once again, verse 30. Salaki.
And taking the crown from the king's head and setting it up upon her own head.
This is where it gets really good. This is my favorite part. God damn.
She also struck the king with her left hand.
She's slapping the king in front of everybody. The whole world is scared of the king. They won't move unless the king say so. But a woman can get next to you, get close to you, take the crown off your head at your right hand because he put her up next to him. And she slapping him. Go ahead.
Lucky, where we at?
We in 1 Ezra chapter 4, and we are at verse 30. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lock, yes, sir.
No, go ahead.
How many brothers have you seen? Man, they are mouse around that goddamn woman, but they a goddamn killer when it's supposedly around brothers and shit. You know what I mean?
Man, that's everywhere.
Mouse around you. Oh no, man, I can't. Hey, hold on. Don't say that around my ribs. Don't say that around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to be around the brothers, man. Hey, now you checking niggas left and right. You know what I'm saying?
Good night. That's been historical. But that's because the greatness that the Lord put in a woman in her true essence is so great. It's like a thin line between love and hate, like they say in that movie. You know what I mean? It's like it's so great that it can be so good that if it goes bad, it's all bad, man. There's power in that thing, you know what I mean? And so, like you said, the coldest gangster, Debo, and shot all the niggas and everything, but you know, that woman come around, he might change up a little bit and be, and like you said, like a mouse around them. And so that's what being in the UPK, brothers got to really respect on how Commander Junior Hunter is building up men, because that's one of the biggest weaknesses that we have as a nation. You know what I mean? Just heathens as well. Anybody is the woman. You know what I mean? So conquering that is definitely a major thing. Because he's like, go ahead.
That walk came with me.
Good night. Exactly.
Yeah, that walk can't make no, you know what I mean, up in here, you know what I mean?
Right.
The walk can pay bills and shit, but when it comes to counseling and being a man of the Most High, hey, walk, you gotta stand down. Right.
And they ain't get no rank up in here. And like you said, even think about Tiger Woods. He went out sad over that. It probably was some dap, some dry. You know what I'm saying? He went out crazy over that devil. He a $1 billion nigga and playing golf out the ass and over some maid he didn't mess with. And she out here hitting his car with bats and, you know what I'm saying? Like striking him in the face. So, right. Man, when Ottawa showed me this script, I was like, damn, I ain't seen this one. So read verse 30 again. This one is one of my favorites.
And taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand.
With her left hand. That's even more disrespectful.
Disrespect, yeah.
I didn't even catch that one till right now. I didn't want to read that. Most High Christ, like I said, man. I ain't nothing, man.
Shut up.
Yeah, Most High Christ to the men that raised me, man, because this ISUPK is powerful. Yeah, and none of this, I learned this sitting amongst the priests and prophets, man. They've shown me this truth. And so, but now I didn't even get that breakdown, but did anybody know why the left hand was so disrespectful?
Because actually she was up on the pulpit with the brother. So like it, my thing was, you can explain that, sir.
Okay.
I didn't really hear that, but the thing that I was getting at was even back then. Look at what she said. I took the crown. I'm able to slap you, and Cardi B and Megan just put the pop, man.
Right. That brother put her on, and that's what's funny, man. Most High Christ, we one body. Because that's what I brought out when the Ottawa was breaking it down for me. I was like, can you apply Cardi B? Because if everybody know the dude she married was out before her, she was just a stripper. He already had millions of dollars. He put her on, put her in position. Yeah, he was the king, and now she's slapping him, embarrassing him in front of everybody, trying to divorce him, take his money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same scenario, man. He went out over the wop the same way, man. And she whopped him in the head. You know what I mean? So, but nah, breaking down the left hand, the speed for it to it. Back in those days, people didn't have tissue, man. So majority of people was right hand. This is why we think when people try to dab you up with the left, it's disrespectful. People try to shake hand with the left, it's disrespectful. Because back in these ancient days, they didn't have tissue. So a lot of people would wipe themselves with their left hand. That was their wiping hand. They rinse it off, but everything else, man, don't shake me with the left, nigga. What? I know what you do with that hand. You know what I'm saying? Hit me with the right. You know what I mean? Like that. She slapped him with the left hand, the shitty hand, salagi. You know what I'm saying? Like that was even double, triple, quadruple more disrespectful at this time period. You know what I'm saying? Like that was key. I didn't catch that one. I'm gonna call him and see if he caught that one too. I'm gonna call the other one after class. But salagi. Go ahead and read verse 31. We're going to finish the story up real quickly.
All right, verse 31. And yet for all this the king gazed upon her with open mouth.
And he just, oh, what? I can't believe she. Any other nigga would have even looked at him wrong. He would have him put to death, but she can slap him in front of everybody. He just looking at her. Keep reading.
If she laughed upon him, he laughed also.
Oh, if she laughed, read.
But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter.
Right. If you just joking, then I'm gonna laugh with you. But if you serious and he gonna try to make her happy and try to get her back right, like what's going on?
That she might be reconciled to him again.
Right. So yeah, man, we
playing it off like oh, you tripping.
Right. we good. She what's wrong with you, baby? Why are you acting like that? Trying to cater to her. And so that's the same, like I said, let's keep it in the context though, in the background of the demons, man, and that conquering and fighting demons that it's making a fool of you, making a mockery of you, and it's keeping you away from being who you are, a king, a priest, and a prophet of the Lord. So don't ever let that happen. Don't let no damn demon, whatever it is, make you like this king is being treated. All right, let's keep reading.
Verse 32. O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus?
Right. How can it be but women should be strong?
Do that shit to you.
Right. How can they be strong and then they doing this? More women gonna be doing this too. Right. But they seeing that you get down like that too. And so it's like the 7 demons that keep coming. Let's keep reading. 33. We got a couple.
Then the king and the prince look one upon another. So he began to speak of the truth.
Right. Here comes the truth. Let's keep reading.
34. O ye men, are not women strong?
Right.
Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course, for he compasseth the heavens around about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If that's a flat earth breakdown, and these damn fake Israelites want to talk about, it's saying that the sun is going around earth, but whatever, man. Let's keep reading.
Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things.
Man, that woman is powerful. That woman can do things like that. These demons can pull you away and give you this type of pleasure and type of joy, man. But the Lord sends the sun around the world like a boomerang, like it's nothing to the Lord. So it's not greater the thing that makes this than all those things, man. The truth is greater. The law, statutes, and commandments is greater than all things. Let's keep reading.
Verse 37. Wine is wicked.
No, I think he's giving you a 36.
36. All the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heaven blessed it. Heaven blessed it. All works shake and tremble at it. And with it is no unrighteous thing.
Right. The truth, there is no unrighteous thing. Doing the work of the Lord, there is no unrighteousness in it. It shakes the earth. We're seeing fire tornadoes in 2020. We're seeing coronavirus and things coming and plaguing these nations and plaguing these heathens that have tried to harm the children of Israel. That it is a powerful thing to be in the truth and to be on the side of the Most High. Let's keep reading.
Verse 37. Wine is wicked.
Right.
The king is wicked.
Right.
Women are wicked.
Read.
All the children of men are wicked.
Go ahead.
And such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them.
And there is what?
No truth in them.
Read.
In their unrighteousness also they shall perish.
In their unrighteousness they shall perish. That is what is going to get you to. The demon is trying to kill you, trying to harm you, trying to murder you. Once you are weak like this, who knows what can happen next? You doing all that, you weak behind women, you can't be strong or whatever it is, and then you trying to raise up and get rise up, and something can come and pull you all the way down and take you away from everything. And you'll be in a whole nother state, not answering your phone from the brothers, because you'd have met a prostitute at the strip club.
So, would this be an Adam and Eve precept?
You definitely could use this. I would say so. I would say so.
Because she beguiled him. I mean, yeah, she came and got the man to do stuff they wasn't supposed to do.
That's perfect.
And when Adam said, she beguiled me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was weak behind a woman. That's
right.
Genesis 3rd chapter.
Right.
They always say that, you know, he tried to blame the women too. And that's the other thing, when people scapegoat and want to blame them for you not being a man.
Right.
That king should have never had her sitting up there in the first place to even do that. She couldn't have done it if he had her in her right place.
Right.
She couldn't have slapped her if she was where she was supposed to be.
Right.
And he had his soldiers and his generals and his captains next to him, as opposed to the broad he tried to exalt past the position she should have been in anyway.
Right. That's Adam and Eve.
Yeah, that's definitely. I like that too. I'm gonna add that. You know, isn't that a beautiful thing? How your precept book can be filled. Hold on one second, just real quick. Your precept can have multiple precepts on different topics too.
Right.
You know what I mean? It can be a woman scripture. This can be a demon scripture, and this can be an Adam and Eve. You know, so that's heavy. But Sly, go ahead. Sly, come on.
Go ahead, come on.
Still there?
It was me, ISUPK.
Oh, okay. So like I thought y'all brothers sound the same. Which do you need?
I was disconnected. I don't even know where we're at.
Okay, we in First Esdras. We're not too far down from where we was at.
First Esdras 4
and 37.
We got down to
So let's just read 37. We got like 3 or 4 more in here, so 3 more 4 verses. First Esdras chapter
38.
4, verse 37.
38. We did 37, right?
Yeah, let's just read that one again for that brother.
Okay. Wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked. And such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they perish.
They shall perish, right.
They shall perish like it.
Right, and all their unrighteousness they shall perish. Yeah, the sin is going to get you put to death. All right, read verse 38.
Verse 38. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore.
Man, these laws, statutes, and commandments, they endure. It is always strong, and liveth and conquereth forevermore.
Forevermore.
The nation of Israel being righteous, being a nation that's better than these heathens. Every goddamn movie, they make it seem like it's just cool thing to do to sit up in your room and watch a man having sex with another woman. It's normal. It's what it is. Everyone does it. That's what they teach you in the world. They're raising little kids, and it's okay. It's not okay, man. And that is what following the laws, statutes, and commandments, coming into truth, that endures forever. That conquers all. Us being better than these heathens, you devils want to live like that. Y'all want to be homosexual. You want to snort the lining of your nose out with cocaine. Go ahead, devil. Live up in your heaven and your kingdom.
Right.
But when you're done doing that and we become righteous and show we're better than you and we're real priests and prophets of the Lord and we're a nation of priests, then we're going to be living like kings and you're going to be living like the damn animals that you were. And you ain't going to be able to have no more cocaine in the kingdom either, devil. Right. And you ain't going to be able to be no goddamn homosexual, devil. Right. And you ain't going to be able to do this and do all those things you love. It's going to be hell for you. It's going to be hell for you because you couldn't live without it in this world. In the next one, you for damn sure will be punished.
You won't have to live without it.
Right. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, verse 40. Neither is her judgment is any unrighteousness, and she is the strength.
Right.
Yeah,
you missed a little word.
Did I do 39?
Let's see.
No, I didn't do 39.
Oh, okay, so okay, you're right.
Okay, verse 39. First Esdras 4 and 39. With her there is no accepting of person or reward.
Man, don't matter what rank you are, right? Sinning is sinning. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Everyone has to be righteous, and it doesn't. The truth is not accepting of persons or reward. You can't buy your way out of this truth.
Right.
You can buy your way up in the Christian church. You can donate your money and become a bishop or a deacon, but that's not what's going to get you raised up in front of the Lord. All right, keep reading.
But she doeth the things that are just.
Right. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Read.
And refraineth from all unjust and wicked things.
That's what we got to do, man. We got to refrain from all unjust and wicked things. Keep reading.
And all men do well like of her works.
Man.
That's a righteous woman.
Yeah. You're gonna do right if you following the truth. If you're gonna be doing good if you follow these laws, statutes, commandments.
Right.
All right, read verse 40.
Verse 40. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness.
Right.
And she is the strength.
Okay, slow it down.
She is the strength. Kingdom.
Truth is the kingdom, man. What we was talking about. Being in order, being in obedience is the kingdom. Read.
Power.
Right.
And majesty of all ages. Blessed be the Most High of truth.
Right. Blessed be the power of truth. Blessed be the power in following these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
And let's read verse 41. That's the last one.
Okay. And verse 41, first Ezra 4 and 41. And with that he held his peace. And all the people then shouted and said, Great is the truth, and mighty above all things.
Right. Great is the truth, and mighty above all things. Yeah, that brother may be powerful. Yeah, these demons may be calling you. But coming into the truth, being with your brothers, learning this truth, getting it in, doing what you've been taught and raised up to do, seeking counsel, reading the scriptures, prayer, fast, and everything that we brought out in this class. The brother said, doing your time, it takes time, growing, not giving up. All of those things is applied to getting this kingdom and to building up this nation. All right. So with that, I'm going to close out the class. Unless any brothers got something to say over the phone or Amawan in the class, then we'll close out the class. Oh, we went over a little time. Good night, brothers. I didn't even know it was 9:20, so like it. But that was a good class, bringing it out, talking with the brothers. Go ahead.
I want to bring out simplicity and complexity with this simplicity at the same time. And the love of the Lord is that we keep His law, statutes, and commandments. That's simple.
Right.
Now, what Yahushua came and brought back out is that until heaven and earth is no more, then can you change the law of my Father? You know what I mean?
Right.
So when these people get into John 3:16 and whatnot, they don't even know what the hell they're talking about and everything, because the simplicity of it all is keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Yahushua came back and He told you today. You know what I mean?
Right.
What He told you, and He did the will of His Father.
Right.
And the Most High said that, hey, how do you show me that you love me? You keep these laws, statutes, and commandments that I have given you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the brothers and the sisters of Israel, it's gonna be ranked above every other nation. If that's what every brother in the UPK is yourself, Imawan, Tazafah, Natazab, Karak, etc., etc. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what we go out on the damn thing every week, and we go to battle for.
Man, so like to cut you off, man. We clap it up what that brother just brought out right there, man. Damn right. Now go ahead and continue. I mean, you know what I mean, but
so that's what we go to battle for. That's what the simplicity of the law, which, like I said, it's bad. He said it. He said it right there. And if I may, I'm not in my book and everything, and that's not one that's off the top of my head, but I know, I'm the greatest paraphraser ever. So I paraphrase like a good.
Right.
So if any brother got the script, bust that out, and then with that being said, Mosai told you how to love him. Yahushua told you, hey, don't think it's just me. You know what I'm saying? Don't think it's just me. Don't think I do. My father sent me.
Right.
So if you're dealing with the Christian church, you're dealing with the Baptist church, and you're dealing with the evangelistics and all these other different things, they don't know the Lord. The UPK is the home of the truth.
Right.
And it don't get no better than the kung fu that we kick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
We kick that real, man. We kick that real. It's gonna kick you in the mouth. It's gonna bust your teeth out because the truth hurts. And when you hear the truth, it's how you deal with it.
Right.
Do you salaki, if I may, do you bitch up or do you man up?
Right. Most High Christ. And well, the precept, he said, Brother Puller, I think what, 1 John chapter 5, verse 3, well, this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. Right.
No, I'm sorry. It's not hard to do, because the truth, hey, when you think about the truth, man, you don't gotta think twice about when you told the truth.
Right.
What you have to think twice about is when you lie. What the fuck did I tell you? It's a lie. What did I tell? What did I tell that person? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you told them the truth from the start, man, you don't gotta think twice about it. And it might have cut them, but at the same time, ask me the question again, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Did you get it?
And so like it's something that just stood out after what you were saying too about loving the Most High. I mean, you just gotta be appreciative too. A lot of time we take things for granted, and all the things that have been bestowed upon us from the Lord is like just like a good father, man. The father that gave you everything. It's like you love him, but you don't want to wash the dishes. You don't. He didn't pay for every damn thing you own and have, and you just can't do the dishes out, you know what I mean? Or you just can't take out the trash. Like, what kind of son are you? You know. So to love the Lord. What you said?
You living in my household right now, you know
right. I just gotta these rules right here. Follow these rules. Is all I ask.
That's it. Hey. Your little so-called, I'm gonna seek counsel about it, but you know what I mean?
Right.
I'll be back with counsel on that, but at the same time,
right.
I get what you're saying, man.
Right. No, I just thought of that when you brought that out, man. That's a good point. I have to write it down, man. Just sometimes just try to remember something, but yeah, that just came right now. That's why I like when the brothers call in, man, because I definitely, that's a good point. Like, God damn, man, you say you love your pa. He gave you everything. He gave you life. And you just can't follow these rules, you know what I mean? How much can you really love him? So that precept is a cold precept. You know what I mean? But for time's sake, we're going to go close it down. A little bit over time, but pass the class over to Priest Officer Amawat.
Right. All right. Man of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. We'll get one courtesy salute to the teacher. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barak Atah. All right, man of Israel.
It's like Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barak Atah.
I want to get one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, get one courtesy salute to the sisters out there. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak, Yahweh Shema, Hashem Yahushua.
All right.
With that being said, class dismissed.
All right. Most High Christ. Yeah, so like went over. I know you gotta go work and all that. I didn't know he was that. You gotta be the time check man too. So like I got no. So that thing went off. I was like, damn, it's 9:30. I know we was talking. I know I pulled out the long one, but I was like, yeah, that one went by.